Hello, everyone. We're going to talk about the Traveler now. Again, I'm making these videos to help out our students interested in auditioning for Wind Ensemble, since we're going to TMEA next spring. Very exciting. I want everybody to have the best possible chance they can have at getting into the wind Ensemble. And I want to make sure that everybody knows, again, how to play this music, or an overview, how to practice, and then do it, right? So you have to know what you're doing, have a plan for how to practice it, and then you got to practice it. So let's talk about the know what you're doing part here. Anytime you're given a piece of music that's a part of a larger work, so you're given the euphonium part of the Traveler, or the tuba part of whatever, you need to learn the entire piece. So the very first thing, kind of like we talked about with Pineapple Pole at the end of that video, is listening to the recording of the entire piece so you can see it as a whole. And then you see how your part fits. Generally speaking, euphoniums and tubas play together, or they'll play with the trombones a lot of times. But it's important that you figure out, when am I by myself, or when am I supporting, or when am I the melody. So I just want to go through this and give you an overview of what's probably going on. I'm not too familiar with this piece, but if by looking at it, this seems like a 2T spot, meaning like all the brass, or there's a large group of instruments playing. And so we want to talk about the style and how those things interact with what you're looking at. So basically, we want to have this big, heavy style, and a sim means that all of this is going to be with good, firm articulation. And so we want to sustain our dynamics, drive all the way to the ends of phrases, and then obviously look at some little tricky rhythmic things. So let's just start with the beginning here. I'll back up a little bit. Also, let me check my audio settings. I'm going to pause the recording for just a second. Okay, looks like we're ready to go here. So I'm going to go ahead and play this section here right from the beginning, so you get an idea of this heavy pesante style, full value, full airflow. And you notice I slowed down a little bit. That's because it says hold back, and then the next bar in the G, it's marked in tempo. The next thing I'm going to do, because I feel like that style and everything can be applied to what's coming up ahead. The next thing I want to focus on is this measure here. Here's a suggestion. If you're not quite sure how that rhythm goes, learn it, and then do it every day as a warm-up. So once you figure it out, put it in your tonguing exercises. So like play it on one note. Okay, so let's take the B flat scale. Sorry. Or if you're having trouble like me right now, say it. So learn it in different ways. Ta 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 ta. Okay, just do that many times in a row. I'll just say it again to give you guys more reinforcement. Ta 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 ta. Again. Ta 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 ta. Right. Here, this rhythm right here is always a little tricky because the short note comes first. Ta 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 ta. Right. Repeat after me. Ta 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 ta. Right there, and then we break it down a little bit more. Ta ta ta. Ta ta ta. This section here, and then that's an eighth note pickup. Ta ta ta. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. And notice how I did this group, and then I backed up a beat, immediately added another beat. So if you're ever confused with this rhythm, start in the middle of it, and then add notes in front of it, add notes behind it. So I'll add some notes behind it, starting here. Ta 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 ta. No diminuendo, right? And then you just add more notes in front of it. So then you can go to E flat or whatever, do it on different scale degrees. Like again, like you go to the B flat scale, do it on B flat, do that same pattern on C, that same pattern on D, so that you get it and there's no thinking. You can just, it's already programmed here. Right, and really full and strong at the end there. And then here it's just accuracy and just going slow. Then you have some finger pattern stuff you'll have to work on, and that's all stuff that you can do. This is the same rhythm pattern. Ta, 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 ta. You just don't have the tag at the end. It's the same thing. So I would do these patterns in isolation. Then you have some Arbin's tonguing exercises. Ta 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 ta. Make sure you put the emphasis there. And then here we have ta 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 ta. Sorry, ta 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 ta. Yeah. So we do it. Always do it in chunks, right? Ta 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 ta. It's kind of the same thing over and over. You can get kind of cross-eyed, but I'll play it a couple of times for you. Okay, that's the first part. Okay, that's the next two beats. Okay, let's go for 3. Ta 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 ta. Oh, that's actually not so bad. That's just the measure, that measure. Now let's add another beat. Now we're going to go to here. Right? If I just started here, it's ta ta ta. If your eyeballs are going cross-eyed because you're like, what? It's okay. Just do the rhythm a bunch of times in a row until you get it, right? You can just say it. I think that's the best way to learn these types of things, is to say the rhythm, play it on one note, and then play it as written. It's kind of the same thing over and over, but it's just kind of, it's deceptive the way that it's written. Ta 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 ta. So again, going in isolation, ta 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 ta, okay, ta 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 ta. Say that. Ta 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 ta. Just beats 2 and 3. Ta 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 again and go. Ta 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 ta. Right? Ta ta. 2 3. And if you really want to get picky with this, you can count to 4. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 4 1, right? Because there's 2 and 3 16th notes live there. The first 1 and 2 16th notes live there. The first 16th notes is separated, so it's 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 2 3, right? So it's like counting. This is not hard, because if you count to 4, leave out the first one, right? And leave out the fourth one. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, right? Well, that's easy. Okay, we'll leave out 1. 2 3 4 2 3 4 2 3 4. Okay, now leave out 4. 2 3 2 3 ta 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 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. So that's the rhythm. Ta 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 ta. Sorry. Ta 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 ta. Good luck. Next thing, I would do chaining or sequencing. So where you just play one note and then 2 notes with a metronome, right? There's a little bit of a lip slur there. You'll have to just blow past that. Play loud. It'll help you out. Ta-da-da. Like, I've never practiced this before. I've never seen this before. Oh, I've looked at it, but I've never actually like sat down and worked on it. So I wanted to make sure that you guys understand that, you know, everybody's got to practice. And if I were to practice this spot, this is how I would approach it. I would just do it in chunks. I would do it at a medium tempo. You don't have to go too slow. If you're just not quite sure what notes are, if you're not hearing it, then yeah, go slower for your ear so you can hear it. Sing it slowly, finger it slowly. But do it in pieces and then gradually make those pieces bigger. Again, you can do the same thing we did earlier where you start in the middle of it. So you can start in that B natural. Right, so I did these 2 beats here. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da, right? And you can, and I think really the best thing to do is really just literally go one note behind it, one note in front of it. So I started on the B, then I went to the A, and then I added the C. All right, so now I'm gonna go pa da 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 da, pa da 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 da. I'm gonna add one note behind it and one note in front of it. Okay, start of the E flat. That's right. Now I'm gonna back up one note to the E. Right, and so you can mess with that and just do it in groups. Don't try to do the whole thing if you're not comfortable with it. Look for patterns because it looks like it just repeats. A lot of these patterns are repetitive, like E, F, E, E flat. Here it is again, F, E, E flat, C, B natural A, C, B natural A. It looks like it's very similar throughout. So there's your little rundown of this one here. Let me stop the screen share. And then we'll quickly go to the next one, which is the Windsprints, I believe. So let's go to this one now. And this one, it's all about rhythm. And so it's going to be like kind of a scherzo type feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So first, just kind of get that in your brain, right? And just know that, and most of the time, you serve as a low brass unit. So like the trombones and the tubas all play together with the euphoniums here. So no matter what instrument you play, you know, like, hey, I'm going to lock in with these guys here. So again, you can count and conduct. That might help. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1. You're like, wait a second, I thought we were in 3. Well, this basically puts you into double time. So we are in 3, but we're in 9/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 3 eighth notes, 3 eighth notes, and 3 eighth notes. 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 9. So a little math for you here. But I would play these two measures like you're in 3, 4. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Otherwise, you're 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So be able to do two things. Be able to, number one, go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Say that with me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you can do that, you can survive. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Great. Now go into 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1. Okay, so you've got to transfer from so you got subdivisions of 3s and subdivisions of 2s, and hopefully you don't think anything beyond that. So don't get confused. These are fairly friendly finger patterns here. So I would obviously do some single tonguing. Ta 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 ta. Da 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 da. Get it up here before you even bother playing it on the instrument. Okay. Let's move ahead. Oh, sorry. I'll play this one more time. Let's actually sing through this again. 2, 3, 1. Ta da ta 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 ta. And that is simply a pickup to beat 2. So you have 1, 2, 3, 1, a 2. And we're in triplet right now, right? And then before we make our little transition to 1 and 2 and 3 and, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, a 2, 3. If you go faster, it's 2, 3, 1, a 2, 3. Just say that. 2, 3, 1, a 2, 3. I'll do it again. That's it. Bum 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 ba bum 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 bum. Say it again. Bum 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 ba bum 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 bum. So you get the exact rhythm. So the winner of this audition is the one who can play the right rhythm with good style. Okay? Oh, I think I played an A natural in there. I mean A flat. But make sure you play A natural. Don't do what I did. Okay. Anyway, well, one more time. You you just up your game with the tongue and the dynamics and everything. You just get more aggressive, and then it takes care of the accents. Okay, then there's an alternate fingering I want to show you after I do the rhythm here. So now we have the same thing, same idea, where you're counting it. 2, 3, 1, a 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, a 3. You simply have, whenever you have an eighth note in this piece tied like this, you simply have a pickup to beat 3. 1, 2, a 3. Say that. 1, 2, a 3. Ready, go. 1, 2, a 3. It's easy. You can count to 3, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you put a pickup in front of 3? 1, 2, a 3. 1, 2, a 3. 1, 2, a 3. 1, 2, a 3. If you can't do this, or if it's confusing, just take a lesson with me. I'll help you out. All right, so here we go. Rest, 2, 3, 1. Sorry. Rest, 2, 3, 1, a 3, 1. Again. I'll do it again. And bum 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 bum, and singing and conducting really saves you here. 1, 2, 3, 1, a 3, 1, because you can feel where 3 is, and you put your pickup right where it needs to go. 1, 2, 3, 1, a 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, a 3, 1. And then the same thing here. B, B, D. Shortcut. If this is tricky in any way, do not do not tie tongue beat 2. If it's tricky in any way, tongue beat 2. Or tongue the whole thing. Tongue the whole thing first, and then play as rhythm if you're having rhythm issues. And then go back and play it slurred. Okay, then we have... That's a little more straight ahead. Just think 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, and that's going to be fine. Now, here's where I want to share some alternate advice, alternate fingering advice. I would suggest to play that D right there, 1 and 2. See how I'm just going So this D right here can be fingered 1 and 2. Again, slow chaining, sequencing type stuff where you just do like one beat at a time so you get comfortable with it. I think the hardest part is going to be the G sharps, the carry through the measure, playing those first valve and getting that coordination with the first valve. So you can add a major scale to your list of scales you do every day, and this will be no problem. Okay, then I would do the same thing. I would do 1 and 2 for this one and 1 and 2 for that one. Then I would do open for that one. So I'll go slow.